Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bunny Vulture. How y'all doing? Been a long time since I made a video, so I wanted to try something a little different out. We're on a completely new server this time around. I'll explain a little bit about that here in a little bit. But as you can see here, kind of a nice little area. We're in a village. Got a little redwood forest over there, a mesa, and some... What are we in? We're in a meadow. So yeah, kind of good looking grass. You also notice, wow, it looks a lot different. That's because I am using the John Smith Technicians resource pack. And what we are playing is Feed the Beast Monster. And this is going to be a new season of Feed the Beast Monster Edition. Go ahead and call it Season 2, if you will. The reason why my last series kind of stopped was primarily because I had a little bit of world corruption going on. During some of my experimentation and some of my server restarts and whatnot, the world got corrupted a little bit too much, and I lost a lot of stuff and a lot of chunk errors and problems. So I'm like, instead of trying to fix it, and my backups weren't the greatest, so I decided, well, screw it. So that after that, I kind of lost a little motivation to redo everything and just start all over doing a regular thing. So in combination with having to do a lot of stuff like that and just plain really busy at work and doing a lot of stuff there, I just didn't have time to get another series up and going. And instead of doing something kind of half-assed, if you will, I wanted to do it right for you guys, so I wanted to, do something when I knew I would have time to do it. And not to say that I'm, completely free now, but I have more time than I did a couple months ago. And what we're doing as kind of like a twist on Monster this time, it's not just going to be your plain Monster series where I go mining, get some machines, and go over everything. Since this is the same mod pack, there's kind of no sense in doing that because I've already done it. So we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do what's called the Refugee to Regent challenge. And we're going to be working on that until the 1.7-ish mods get released fully. I know they're still working on them quite a bit, and it'll be probably another month, maybe 2, 3, who knows what, until those get fully released. So until that time, I figured this would be kind of cool to do. Right now, if you're not familiar with the Refugee to Regent Challenge, I will put a link in the description. Basically what you do is you start out as a little peasant, migrant person, and then you gotta go through different stages, and there's different requirements in each stage. You gotta start out with what's called the dirt hovel stage, and then you're only required, you got certain rules that you have to abide by. You can only use certain things during the certain stages. So like in the dirt hovel stage, which is the first stage, which I'm playing on a server with my wife. I'll be doing the challenge with my wife. So you're not allowed to use any tools. So we've kind of completed that stage already. We just built a little dirt house, and I'll go over here and show that to you. So this is our little square little dirt house. It has to be certain requirements, and then it can only be 2 blocks high, supported by 3 blocks or whatnot with a pillar. You also have to have, certain things. We had, here we go, a requirement chest. So you have to have, a stack of 2 different kinds of logs, some planks, some saplings, bones, flesh, seeds, wheat, various requirements on different things. And then once you meet a certain point requirement, boom, you're on the what's called a wooden settlement or wooden hamlet, something like that stage, where it enables you to use tools. Wooden tools, that is, and I'll explain go into that a little bit further, and also you actually build with wood. So over here I started building a house, and I thought I was going to be happy with it, but as it turns out, as I'm going up to the 2nd floor, I'm not really happy with it. So what I'll probably end up doing is tearing this down. You have certain requirements you have to have in the house. You have to have a workroom, a kitchen, bedroom, and the bedroom has requirements, and a storeroom, and a couple other rooms to taste, I think. But yeah, there's a whole list of requirements, and the wiki kind of spells everything out with what you have to do. You also have to have an elder's house, a watchtower, another refugee house, some farms, ranch houses, all this kind of stuff. So there's a whole list of stuff, and once you essentially go through the whole list of stuff to build, you get to move on to the next stage. And the next stage is a stone hamlet stage, and that allows you to use cobblestone. Now, in the wooden stage, you can mine cobblestone. You just can't use it for decorating or using it in anything. The one caveat to that is there's what you call a rule of cool. And my interpretation of that is that you're allowed to use certain things in the advanced area as long as you don't use it, like, you can harvest it and use it as like a tool, but you can't really use it to build with type thing. So I would be able to mine up some cobblestone and transform it into a saw, and then use that saw on wood to make wood slabs, smaller covers, stuff like that. I've also, will probably interpret once we get to the stone stage, and to get some iron to, well, let's go back to tools. So on wooden tools, you're allowed to use any, in Tinker's Construct, you can use and make tools out of wood. Anything that, essentially only wood and dirt, you're really, really limited in the wood stage. But once you, but the also caveat to that is anything you find in a chest, you're allowed to use. So what I've done is I've explored a little bit, found some different Tinker's Construct items, and I've assembled those into what these tools are. So I found a couple obsidian parts. So I'm interpreting that as the rule of cool to me to say, like, well, if I may not know how to craft it myself, how to mine it and search for it and craft it, but I find it, I can use it. So if I was, on a desert island somewhere and I came across a tool, I may not know how to fashion one myself, but if I find it, I'm gonna try and use it. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I can't use that, So I'm gonna follow that kind of logic. And so I've also found some moss balls, so I put the auto repair on there, so I can kind of keep these nice tools around. I didn't, this is flint. I found a flint sword blade, so I've made that. So these are all from materials I found in villages. So I figured I'd go ahead and make use of those. This one wears out pretty quick. I think it shows on there there's only 94 uses. This one's 101. So not really high durability. So they wear out pretty fast, but with the auto repair, it does replenish sort of quickly. So going in that same theme, when we get to iron, if I find some iron, I will go ahead and assemble that into iron blocks and make the tool forge so that we can make the better tools. Now, I won't be able to use iron in the parts unless I find the parts, or metals in the parts. Excuse me. But I will be able to, so if I, in the stone stage, you can make anything with a mining level of 1, I believe. I think so. You can mine iron, and you can use flint. So essentially, flint's, I think, your best tool that you have. So even though I'll have the tool forge, I won't really be able to use it necessarily. I'll still be making like a broad axe or a hammer out of flint. So it's not hugely, like game breaking or anything. I'm just using it to make the better tools. I still have to make the tools out of the same stuff. So yeah. So anyway, that's kind of going to be the twist on the monster series that's going around. So this will be a little different. There's all different kinds of stages. You start out with, like I said, you start with the dirt, and then you move into wood, and then stone. Then after that, here's your iron stage. And then I think there's redstone, and then diamond. Oh, what the? There's a mini Elvis. Hey, mini Elvis, you've returned. Bow down. The king is in the building. So yeah, there's all kinds of stages. So as I was saying, there's all different kinds of stages, and each stage has its own requirement for what you have to build. So as things go on, you're essentially, the goal of the Refugee to Regent challenge is like a city building challenge. So instead of like your typical series where you would just, you know, make a house, build some machines, and try out different stuff, the goal of this is like to build a city, so, and to make things more impressive looking. So it's kind of a neat idea. And there's different rules you can follow, or what's called an advancement track. So you can do a fast track, which lessens the requirements. There's the normal requirements, which my wife and I are doing, and then there's the hardcore requirements, which I think is just more things involving more things, which would probably be fine if like this had just been released, or we were maybe doing vanilla or something like that, something that was just released. But I don't intend on playing this version of Feed the Beast for like a year or something like that, because I know the 1.7 mods will be out and stable probably within that time frame, and we'll want to move on to that. And so no one's going to be really interested in watching an older mod pack, you know, doing stuff like that. So if this thing kind of drags on and on, we might go ahead and, you know, stop at a certain point, and what we might do is in the 1.7 we might just go ahead and pick up on where we were. So if we get to, say, the redstone stage in this in Monster, we will go ahead and start 1.7 and pick up where we left off on the 1.7 stage. So we'll be able, you know, we'll go ahead and use what we can, go up to what we can use there, and you know, start building the, you know, the stuff there. So some of the stuff we can do. I'm kind of gathering a lot of resources because there's a lot of building that has to be done, and we're not counting the villager houses in our quota, if you will. We're just going to kind of leave those as it were. We might tear some down and move them, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But until then, I wanted to show this to you guys and see what you think. If you want to see more of the Refugee to Regent challenge, please let me know. One of the things I'd like to ask you guys, if you would, I kind of want to get some more, you know, I guess my purpose to making these videos is to really interact with different viewers out there. You know, a lot of YouTubers out there would like to, you know, they don't just make YouTube videos to just put up there. You know, obviously some of them, you know, put out there because that's their primary job. This is kind of becoming my secondary job, mainly because I can't get like a normal second job because my time schedule at my primary job doesn't allow for it. But I kind of need the extra money. My wife just sometimes isn't able to, it won't be able to work for very long, let's just say that. So coming down the line, we're going to need it. So this might be an easy avenue, so I'd like to start out and build my subscriber base, and hopefully you guys like it or are interested. What you can do to help me out greatly is to hit that little like button, comment, and just kind of, you know, take a second out and maybe even watch the ad if you really care. You know, sometimes I don't really care. You know, it's only 5 seconds and I'm fine with it. But if not, that's cool too. Anyway, I wanted to show this to you and make this kind of quick and kind of see if you guys are interested. I know this won't be delving into a lot of tech mods at all, at least for a while, because even like your most basic machine, like even like I don't know, like, well, like say some of the thermal expansion stuff requires ignits, and I can't use that to, I did not know you could do that. When is this a thing? I never knew about that. So yeah, like I was saying, easily distracted is easily distracted. Even the most basic, you know, machine requires like ignits of some sort, and I'm not allowed to use those. or at least craft something with that. So I won't be able to use those until we get to the iron stage. Right now we're in wood, and there's a lot of buildings that require to be made, quite a few, to get to the iron stage. So it'll be probably a little bit of time. If you want to see that process and kind of see how things are evolving, please let me know, else I will probably not record that type of stuff, and I will just kind of skip along. You know, I might just show progress videos, showing where we're at, showing like, oh hey, here's the next episode in the wood stage, we're almost to stone, and then might show maybe a video of stone, and then all of a sudden it's iron, you know, that type of thing. All depends on what you guys want to see. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Let me know what you think. See you guys.